Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and welcome to 2025, people. It is a new year, new us, I guess. I guess we'll same old podcast channel. Um, Hopefully, you guys had a good New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day. Hopefully, you guys had a good time, having parties with your friends and loved ones. Please stay safe out there if you are still celebrating the new year. But yeah, welcome to 2025. We have a boatload of new episodes coming this year, or this month, I should say. But let's get started with, I guess it's a Throwback Thursday, and tonight's topic is the pay-per-view of New Year's Revolution. So it is, the WWE pay-per-view started in '05. It was originally held as a pay-per-view event from '05 to '07. To coincide with the WWE brand extension, New Year's Revolution was held exclusively for wrestlers of the Raw brand for the first 3 years as a pay-per-view event. In '08, New Year's Revolution was removed from the schedule when the company reduced the number of pay-per-views per year after the discontinuation of the brand exclusive pay-per-views following WrestleMania 23 in '07. And then in January of 2020, during pandemic, WWE revived the pay-per-view's name, or the event's name, for a series of WWE live shows for Raw and SmackDown titled the New Year's Revolution Tour. This tour was not held in 2021 due to the pandemic, and then it was used for a special episode of Friday Night SmackDown last year on January 5th. This pay-per-view event was notable for featuring the Elimination Chamber during its first 2 years, and it was also notable as the WWE's the 2006 event, which saw the first Money in the Bank cash in after John Cena had retained his WWE Championship. Sorry, in the Elimination Chamber match, Edge used his Money in the Bank contract and defeated Cena to win the championship. So with this pay-per-view, there is actually the three pay-per-views that I want to go over, kind of like going over like the best matches and all that stuff, but kind of like want to give a little history lesson on top of it, if you guys do not know what it is. So it was annual like January pay-per-view, kind of like before Royal Rumble season. And the name was a play on the Western tradition of New Year's resolutions. The first one was in January 9th of '05, and it was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it was the first pay-per-view event produced by WWE to be held in Puerto Rico. The main event was the Elimination Chamber. And if you guys do not know, the Elimination Chamber it's like, it's kind of like two people start, and then every 5 minutes, another person comes in, and when all six people are in and all that stuff, it's kind of like the first person gets eliminated first, like, they leave, and then the second person, they leave, and it goes down to the final two, and then whoever that person win, like whatever that person eliminates the last person, they win the match and all that stuff. So the first one, it's not it's not the best one. So the the poster for it has got Batista on it, which is kind of cool. Batista, yeah, you know. The main event was the first Elimination Chamber match of New Year's Revolution for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship between Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, Edge, Chris Benoit, and Chris Jericho. That was like the only notable match on the show, kind of, because it was like the best match on the card. um, the other matches were okay. Like some were like kind of like short. Like Trish and Lita was like only like almost 4 minutes. Eugene and William Regal defeated Christian and Tyson Tomko for the World Tag Titles, which, I mean, it was not a bad match either. So that's a good kind of sleeper one. Um, Shelton Benjamin defeated Maven in like 7 minutes, and then he beat him again in like 5 seconds. And then when Muhammad Hassan like defeated Jerry Lawler in like 11 minutes, which was like that was a little bit too long. I would say, the main event was kind of like the best match on the card. It kind of got better the next year for '06. if you do not know what I'm kind of talking about, I kind of did a year in review for '06. I went over all the pay-per-views that I can remember and all that stuff. And I had watched all the '06 pay-per-views, like all the WWE '06 pay-per-views in that time frame, because I was just bored and I didn't have anything better to do. So, but yeah, go check that out if you so wish to. So the next year's one was kind of like, it was not a sleeper hit, but it was kind of like a good hit in retrospect, because like the buy rate was 345,000 pay-per-view buys, holds at 11,000 in attendance. Um, and it was also main evented by another Elimination Chamber match, but this time for the WWE Championship, which was Cena, Angle, Shawn Michaels, King, Carlito, and Chris Masters. And then after the match, Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, and that was the first ever Money in the Bank cash in, which was kind of like a big deal. Um, so then, earlier in the night, you have Ric Flair versus Edge for the Intercontinental Championship, which was pretty good. Trish Stratus versus Mick James, which was pretty good too. Jerry Lawler versus Gregory Helms. It was kind of. I want to put this politely because, like, Jerry Lawler is a pretty good worker. So he tried to, like, like, not bury Gregory Helms and all that stuff, but Gregory Helms was like one of those people that like didn't get a fair shot in WWE and all that stuff either. Which is kind of sad. Um, but you know, I would say the best matches on the card, I would say, is Flair and Edge, and then you have the Elimination Chamber match, which was pretty good. Um, and then you have '07, which did not have the Elimination Chamber match at all. So the '07 the '07 New Year's Revolution pay-per-view. The main event, or the main rivalry that was going into it, was Umaga versus Cena. This was like Umaga's like kind of like big heel push, when he lost the Intercontinental Championship to Santino Marella due to Bobby Lashley interference. They needed him to do something. So the rivalry began on November 6th, when Cena interfered in Umaga's match while accepting a challenge to a match by Kevin Federline. And then the whole, like, Kevin Federline had the win over Cena thing, and then Umaga like crushing him and all that stuff. Um, and then it was like it just leads to like a huge, like, number one, like, beat down and all that stuff. Um, and then another feud that was kind of leading to the event was Johnny Nitro and Jeff Hardy, which was pretty good too. Um, and then you have Rated RKO, which was Randy Orton and Edge versus Generation X, which was like three good matches on this card too. So you have Jeff Hardy versus Johnny Nitro in a steel cage, which was pretty good. Um, Crime Time won by last eliminating Cade and Murdoch in a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contender to the World Tag Team titles, which was pretty good, I would say. Kenny Dystro versus Ric Flair, which was pretty solid too. Nick James versus Victoria, that was a pretty good match too. Um, Radar RKO versus D10 ended in no contest, that was like a brutal match. It was really, really, really brutal. And then Umaga versus John Cena. I would say Cena versus Umaga within the next few weeks at the Rumble, their last man standing match was way better than the match at New Year's Revolution, but that's just me. I would say out of the three pay-per-views for New Year's Revolution, I would say '07's the best one, because it's like you see these future like primetime players, like, no pun intended, but you see like these future, like, prime time, like, players, like, in Johnny Nitro, Jeff Hardy, you have Mickey James, Victoria, Edge, Randy Orton, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Umaga, Kenny Dystra, Ric Flair, Crime Time. You have Cade and Murdoch. You have Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. You have like some like a good roster in '07, and it's kind of like one of those kind of like hidden lost time periods for that year. Because like yeah, '07, '06 was not it was not a good time period for WWE and all that stuff, but they kind of was like trying to be like, okay, let's just like take a step back, kind of like just be like, okay, let's just see what we can do and have the time of our lives sort of thing. I would say like '05's like not the stepping stone, but it's kind of like a predecessor to '06, and then '06 was kind of like the catalyst to '07, because '07 was like the best one of the New Year's Revolution pay-per-views. In my opinion, I could be wrong about that, but let me know in the comments down below. Um, but yeah, I would say New Year's Revolution is as a whole, it's a good pay-per-view, but when it got like disbanded or discontinued in '07 in like '08, or '07 I should say, um it was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, like when is it gonna come back? Because like there's like a lot of like pay-per-view brand names that we wish could come back, like Cyber Sunday, Cyber Saturday, like or Taboo Tuesday and all that stuff. Like we're kind of getting that with NXT because we have like some ECW stuff that is kind of coming into the fold, and WCW stuff like New Year's Evil, NXT Heatwave, and like a bunch of other stuff like other properties that they have. But that with that being said, this is gonna kind of be a short episode. I'm sorry if I'm kind of rambling on a little bit. Also, if you kind of hear like a little bit of like low volume in like some of the section here, it's just because my microphone on my headsets does not want to work. So I am really deeply sorry for that. Um, but with also that being said, thank you very, very much for listening and or watching this to the very end. We do really appreciate it. And please let us know in the comments down below what is your New Year's revolutions or resolutions, I should say. And let us know in the comments down below. And tonight's song of the night is gonna be Simple Plan, and it is Perfect. Hopefully this year will be perfect, no pun intended, but hopefully this year will be perfect for me and Marissa. Because last year, Marissa could not wait to just get out of 2024. And me and Marissa, like, we were just trying to like come up with some new ideas for the pod channel. My gaming YouTube channel is kind of getting to the 1500 at the time of recording. I'm at 1498, which I'm two away from 1500, which is freaking amazing. You guys are really killing it. Like I said, if I didn't get to 1500 by the end of last year, it's kind of hard to say now. By the end of last year, I was like, it's no biggie. But yeah, I really, really, really appreciating you guys coming on this journey with us for the past 3 years. But let us know in the comments down below what was your favorite New Year's Revolution pay-per-view. And that being also said, I'm sorry if I keep on rambling. I'm sorry. Um, Please follow us on all social medias and link in the description below, which will take you to our link tree. And we have our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, our Reddit page, my gaming YouTube channel, like I said. And that's it. I will see you next Thursday for another episode for the Reckless Paradise Pod channel. Peace.